Hello, everyone, and happy Friday. I hope you are having a great day. Wanted to touch base with you a little bit and ground us in the work ahead for Reclaim Your Joy. First of all, at the beginning of the program, we talked about self-discovery, and we did this because we really need to have clarity around the journey that we're on and where we want to go. I kind of think of it like having a compass and having a due north. I always know what I'm trying to get to. Then we transitioned into mindful and heartfelt practices. And we discussed ways of clearing emotions or clearing relationships that needed to be cleared. Hopefully that's a practice that you're working on daily, taking that time to clear emotions when they come up, either putting them aside and dealing with them later or dealing with them right when they happen to occur so that you can work through them. We always want to try to get ourselves back into alignment. We also touched on dead weight and the importance of clearing dead weight in our lives. Those things that we know we've needed to get done that just have been weighing on us. And over time, they really have a physical and emotional impact. So clearing dead weight daily is really important. This is a lifelong practice. I literally work every day to clear my emotions, and I work to clear any dead weight or items that I know I need to get done. So why do we do this work? Well, I wanted to share with you why I do this work. And it's a personal story about the last week for me. And so I thought this may help to give you some context. When I was in Iceland, it was an amazing experience of seeing just incredible sights and being with some of the most inspirational people that I've ever met. And I was able to spend an entire week with my coaches and really work to do some deep work, and how inspiring that was. And one of the practices that they talk to us about is when you come back from a retreat like that you should integrate slowly. You should give yourself time to really integrate into life again, may have to be a little bit more contemplative, take time to sleep, work through things before you talk about your journey with others and before you spend a lot of time with others. Well, that was not in the cards for me. I was on the plane getting ready to come home, and I was getting texts and emails and phone calls that my sister had fallen and she was in the hospital in the emergency room. Okay, let's take a deep breath. For me, I had to say, first off, how is she? Is everything okay? Secondly, did she hurt her head? It's always a concern of mine for having memory issues, having anything to do with the brain, just because of my past. And third, where's Dave, her partner, who has pretty severe dementia? Worked through those conversations, got to Boston and elected to drive all night to get home. So by the time I got home, it was 5 a.m. Iceland time. I haven't done an all-nighter in a very long time. But I slept for a few hours, and by mid-morning, I was with my sister, helping her bathe, helping go get some groceries, helping to get the house in order. From there, and that dealing with that, I transitioned into a volatile situation with one of my clients because of a rogue board member. And helping them navigate that, and also helping the board member navigate that situation with many conversations, emails, phone calls. It was a lot to navigate. And by Tuesday, that had transitioned through. And then I was dealing with catching up with all my other clients, but on top of that, having to deal with one of them who has really put off a project that we needed to be focused on, and now we're under a very strict time frame, and it's a stressful getting it done within the time that it needs to get done, but it will happen. Why I tell you all this is because I'm really proud of the way I navigated the week. I was able to listen to those conversations. I was able to hold the emotion even when it was extreme for others. I was able to work through some times when I was dealing with the emotion myself. And how did I do that? I paused. I focused on what I needed to do as opposed to being reactionary. Took a lot of deep breaths, got some sleep. I carved out time for sleep, even though I could have just kept working each evening. And on Thursday, I was supposed to go to a conference for some of the school board work that I do. And I canceled that. I said, I can't go to the conference. I need the day to reflect and to do some work. And so I was able to carve out time. This is very different than how I would have navigated this situation in this week in the past. So why do I do this work? Because it's really important that to me that I not only experience joy in my life, but when I am dealing with extreme challenges, that I'm able to navigate those with a grounded approach that is able to navigate them and still be able to be proud of the person that I am through that navigation. And that has been a major achievement for me. And that's why I continue to do this work and why it is so important for me. You know, creating a life of joy and purpose is about being intentional. It's about creating this life that is in alignment with my manifesto and is inspiring for me. So I share that with you just to hopefully give you a little inspiration for the work ahead. We are going to transition into creating a life of joy and purpose. And we started that on Sunday when we were able to get together and really work on felting, which was a fun project. I liked jabbing things. I thought that was pretty cool. And I loved hearing your stories and hearing where you're at and some of the things that you want to be working on, just creatively to bring more joy into your lives. Jody, you talked about cooking and cooking recipes that really are something that connect to your history and something that you want to be eating and how important that is. Laura Lee, you mentioned that dancing was really outside your comfort zone, and I'm excited to hear where you take that. Joni, you talked about an art class that you signed up for 6 months ago and that you really want to start taking and getting your craft room in order. These are all simple, very doable things that can bring more joy into your lives. So as we transition into living and creating a life of joy and purpose, much of what we are going to touch about is being extremely intentional to live the life that is described in your manifesto. It's really a lifelong commitment of being in alignment and showing up in a certain way. So I would like to introduce you to daily sacred choices. These are things that you can do every day, and some of them you probably are already doing, that actually really keep you in alignment and get you back into alignment so that you're living that life that you describe in your manifesto. They are small, slight shifts that over time will add up to make a really huge difference. They are the needle movers. So I want to give you some examples. An example might be that daily you have a meaningful connection with a friend or family member to help build and foster that relationship. Could be a conversation, could be dropping a text or a note, a card in the mail, but you help every day to build those relationships. Another example would be exercising every day for 30 minutes. Easy, simple, we know that it makes a change in our lives. Maybe you daily want to incorporate some learning into your life, such as reading, research, classwork, that every day you do something that has a learning component. Maybe you decide that you want to serve at least one person a day. Journaling daily for focus, but also for clarity. You really could use journaling as a way to clear emotions. Sometimes that's a very helpful practice. You start to draft what you're feeling as an emotion, you describe it, and you dig layer upon layer, deeper and deeper into why that emotion is coming up for you. Daily, you may want to connect spiritually and have a spiritual practice. That may bring you some real alignment. Something could be as easy as food preparation. For me, I have to write a clean, clear to-do list for the next day. That helps get me started and get me focused on where I'm going to go. Or getting outdoors and being in nature. That may be another important one. So these are just examples. Yours will be different. What I would like you to do is to take time and review your manifesto And I'd like you to write down a list of daily sacred choices that support and align with your manifesto. They may be actions you're already taking, and hopefully there'll be some new ones that you would like to incorporate. So take the time and write down all of those on a list of daily sacred choices. I'd like you to do this after you review your manifesto. Second step, I'd like you to circle a maximum of 8 of those that you feel are really critical and important. So circle 8 of them. I'd like you to put a little star beside the ones that you're not yet doing. And then I would like you to select 2, just 2, from the star list that you can commit to start this week that maybe elicits a bit of excitement, something new you'd like to incorporate that you're going to, you find exciting and you want to add to your daily sacred choices. When we meet next week or within the week ahead, I look forward to hearing about your daily sacred choices. I would like to also connect with you about clearing dead weight and all the things that have been happening in your world. So again, daily sacred choices, clearing and how that process is going for you, and then how you have found the dead weight exercise to be of help. So that's where we're at. I wish you all the very best for a happy Friday. And again, thank you so much for being on this journey with me. It truly is a pleasure. Have a great day.